Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ekspo Nanoteknologi NANOCAT Universiti Malaya. So this event held in conjunction with National Science Week and in collaboration with Ministers of Science, Technology and Innovations, mostly. So I am honored to be the chairman for these sections. So today we have an exciting opportunity to delve into NANOCAT newly developed master program and the Master of Applied Science Nanotechnology. So this marks a significant milestone as the nanotechnology program in Universiti Malaya. Okay. So now, without any further delay, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce the program coordinators of the Master of Applied Science Nanotechnology, which is Associate Professor Dr. Ong Boon Hong. So with his expertise and passions for the field, he will provide us with detailed insight into the master program. So please welcome Dr. Ong.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. Before I begin, I would like to appreciate and sincere thanks to MOSTI for the speaking opportunity this morning for this July Minggu Science Negara with the topics on nanotechnologies. And this 1 hour sessions, we'll talk a little bit on the new program that we have in Nanotechnology and Catalysis Research Center based in University Malaya, which is this Master of Applied Sciences majoring in nanotechnologies mixed mode master programs. Okay, my name is Boon Hong, and I'm currently the coordinator for these new master programs. Okay, when we go and search online, when you type in the nanotechnologies in most of your search, the image will appear to use. It will most likely look like this. It's look a little bit on science fictions, but indeed the concept and also the applications nowadays at nanotechnologies is something that very close that we can achieve, like the one that illustrated in the webs. So the enablers building blocks for nanotechnologies actually is the nanomaterial itself. So nanotechnologies is emerging topics that's actually dealing with how we can make the small building blocks in the nanoscales and then put them together, and then we appreciate the unique properties and also benefit from its unique functions to tackle most of our mankind's challenging problems nowadays. So with today's 1 hour session, hopefully we'll give you some insights how we actually can come closer to what has been illustrated on these screens. Before I move further, this is the surveys that by the precedence research reports that published last year. I hope the figure we're getting more excited. And the information that I want to draw your attention is this compound annual growth rate, which is closer to 15% from 2022 to 2030, which the nanotechnology market size for the global will surpass close to 300 billion USD by 2030. So what this means? This means that there's actually a huge big market of this small, tiny materials and also the devices. And we see not only the opportunities, but also at the government levels. These slides that are shared by the Academic Sciences Malaysia, updated last year, 2022, October 3. There's a few things that we'd like to highlight and share with you all on our current states of Malaysians, what we have achieved so far after 60 plus years of independence. We look at the innovations. The innovation based on the Global Innovations Index 2022, Malaysia is doing quite well. The overall rankings is, we are ranked number 36 out of the 132 economies. And at the same time, at the talents level, We also rank quite well on the IMD World Talent Ranking 2021, which is we are at 28 out of the 64 nations that has taking part on these ranking surveys. This is on the surface, the good numbers, but the underneath, the talent itself, although we are ranked very comfortable range, but at the research talent percentage in the business enterprise, we are ranked number 57 out of 132. At the same time, the startup skills of the Global Entrepreneurship Index 2019, we are at the middle, 63 out of 137. So which means in Malaysia, we never lack of talents. I think that our ecosystem is really good to have these STEM talents to support our economic growth. But there's a lot of room to be filled or improved in terms of the R&D capabilities and also the startup skills, especially for the high tech and also the emerging science sectors. Same thing apply to the innovation that I started earlier. Although it's 36 out of 132, but we rank number 62 for the patent by origin categories. And we also rank number 64 in the product innovations. So these are the opportunity for us as a Malaysians, and also how we can become a global players in contributing the global innovations. Malaysia's I think championed by MOSTIS. They launched the national policy and strategy and many roadmaps pertaining to the nanotechnology sectors. We have one of these Dasa and Strategy Nanotechnology Negara 2021 to 2030. They spell out a lot of importance, trust, and also the plannings, how we can drive our nations towards a high tech nations by leveraging on the nanotechnologies itself. We also have these plans, Hala Tuju Technology and Product Nano Malaysia, which from 2021 to 2025. These documents are free available online. For those who are interested, you can actually go and download and go and read. But I would like to pick up a few that relevant to our today's talk discussions. How this new master program in nanotechnology is offered by University of Malaya can actually play their roles and helps on these national agendas. We are not alone on the same page. Nano Malaysians also playing, they're doing a very good job since the first establishments from having huge improvement in terms of the intellectual properties in nanotechnologies, and they also successfully launched and run the National Graphene Action Plans. And they also have many initiatives such as Nano Verify programs to verify the nano component and also the nano product available in our current marketplace, and also serve as a good catalyst to stimulate both the business development and also joint ventures for the nanotechnology company in Malaysia. So we have good policy and also a good stakeholder around in the countries. But so what is lacking, I think something that we can really help and move forward is the talents. If the industry is ready, we have the adequate or more relevant talents that actually can help to deliver the jobs. The titles in this slide I put closing the gaps or from the bottom of my heart is actually at least we try to narrow it because this is opportunities that Malaysian students lacking behind. So from the national nanotechnology policy and strategy itself, when you search on the keywords of these talents, they actually have appears 81 results. So which means talent is really one of the important elements to making sure that we are successful and also leveraging nanotechnologies to move Malaysians to become a high income and also the high tax nations. So what's the issue and challenge they face? I think in page 89 of these national policies, they spell that the lack of total science technology talent planning development to move the science technology innovation agendas that are also affecting the nanotechnology talent pool and also the demands. And also number 7 is a lack of effective approach in developing and attracting nanotechnology talents. Then many initiatives has been proposed, especially on the centralizing the national planning for the nanotechnology talent developments. I think national nanotechnology centers under MOSTIS is also doing very well on this. They're not just taking care of the nano safety in the countries, but also many initiatives, especially to promote the nanotechnology to the society and also developing the talents. So the short-term plans, which ended last year's, is national planning for nanotechnology talent developments. Our program at University of Malaya, we actually started at about the same times. When we do the application, we talk to many stakeholders, and then we get their feedbacks, and then we will translate everything that what you can see in the later slide later on today. And for the midterms and also the long terms, before finishing this round of policy and strategy up to 2030s. So the structures, collections of data on supply and also demand of nanotechnology talents, including the career and job opportunities. So the government really hope to have the country by 2030s. We're actually having a 50% talents in nanotechnology from overall STI talents in the countries. And also a few more initiatives on taking care of these important talent developments is they will have this a few percentage increase in terms of the nanotechnologies talents, which by putting all the stakeholders together, because I think these are the important trigonal relationships, the governments, the university, and also the industries. We have a role to play to make sure that we have build the right ecosystem so we can forage and move Malaysia ahead with nanotechnologies. So there's two words that come into our mind when we want to talk about this Master of Applied Sciences Nanotechnologies programs. The next intake is this coming October. I think the due dates, you can check with the QR code that we share in the slides. Is end of August. Still have time to get yourself prepared for the programs if you're interested. There's two keywords. One is the reskill and the other one is the upskills. We have many STIs workforce nowadays in the countries, but not all of them actually very specific go into the nanotechnologies. And we would like to really work with this group of technologies or workers. I mean, it's time to see whether we can have these reskilling opportunities to actually introduce or inject the knowledge of nanotechnologies into their current works or even their current product developments. So we can see how we can benefit from the good things that nanotechnology can offer in terms of the products performance and also on the environmental protections, because we're talking about the smart manufacturing nowadays. So we want to close the loops to have much more sustainable ways on our futures technologies developments. And the other one is on the upskilling. And for those who are in many years in the industries, or they actually are working in a different field of science and technologies, but it's a good foundation. And there's also have these upskilling opportunities to learn how nanotechnology can do magic. I would like to use the word of magic on some of the problem or the challenges that the manufacturing environment, the research environment face nowadays. So we have give a big warm welcome to these three big groups of stakeholders and come and join us. The first one is the industries. We have many master program and PhD program in the universities. That one is more cater more on the research space and also academic relevance. So for this specific Master of Applied Sciences in nanotechnologies, we would like to shift the focus towards more related to the industry itself. So explore the joint industry-based research work as a dissertation. This is part of requirement for this master program and benefit your companies. So who am I talking to in the industries? So if you are the owner or the founder of technology companies, if you're wondering that I heard a lot about nanotechnologies and I would like to know more how this technology actually can help on my current products or even some of my manufacturing processes itself uh, to to benefit. And this is the opportunities that you can come, or if you want to develop your stuff or train them to be more nano related, so they can actually go back and do improvement in your industries. That one is also most welcome. So I give a quick examples. In NanoCat, we work very closely with many industries. Let's say about the process. Some of the drying process actually is quite energy intense. But I believe that you have heard about some of the smart coatings that you actually can help to not just protect the material integrities of your boiler itself, but it also can help to save the energies that consumes just for your process, your drying process. And these are some of the low-hanging fruits and opportunity the industry actually can come and join us in these programs, and also have the chances to work together with. We have about 15 staff, academic staff, to support this master program. They are all from different various field, still under the nanotechnology umbrellas. We will further explain and introduce in the later slides. And for the governments, the second part, I think there's many policy and also roadmaps planned ahead. And there's also important on the environmental issue and also the safety about these industries. So it's always good that we have some government officers that actually can leveraging the nanotechnology to position our Malaysia as not just a high-tech nations, but also a green and all safer technologies countries. And also will be very helpful for the future's policy developments if we really knows what is the fundamental and also the size of this nanotechnology is about. And lastly, we would like to welcome the individual like yourself who's listening to us this morning. Regardless you are fresh graduates or juniors workforce or even in the senior workforce, if you like think that this is something that you would like to give yourself a chance to know and learn more about, this is the good times for you to rethink about wanted to reskill or upskill through the fundamental and also the applications of nanosciences and also nanotechnologies. And when these people come together, so we hope that chemistry will happen in the classrooms, so we can really see and revisit again. Because nanotechnology is really huge and broad, and cannot do everything. And thankfully that the government have set a good policy and also the roadmap guidelines, so we can spend our resources, or in fact, very limited resources, to maximize our investigation and also our research in a certain areas that we think Malaysia have chances to lead in futures. So the program goes, this Master of Applied Sciences Nanotechnology programs is aimed to provide candidate with these two blue things, the in-depth knowledge and skills. I think we have a lot of self-learning things nowadays. A lot of people wanted to have a quick understanding. They go online. You can acquire that knowledge and skills, but we are talking about the in-depth. So these two words, the in-depth is actually coming from our staff itself. we have many academic staff that actually have more than 10 years experience in the field itself. I think half actually have more than 15 years. So these are really the people who work with the field, and they have really good pool of knowledge and also skills and weighted to see how we actually can translate that to be benefiting your companies, your products, and also our government sectors. They require in the field of nanotechnologies that in line with the current developments. I think mostly also have one advanced materials roadmaps. They also spell out a few important engineering materials. I think graphene and also nanocellulose is also part of the desired materials, which is exactly fall under the radar of these nanotechnologies. So the program itself consists of 42 credit hours, which is going to take about 1.5 years to complete. And this is a weekend class that we take into account for those working adults. So if you're worried about, I wanted to further study, but I don't really have the time, or even the weekday, I'm very tired. I don't know whether I have the energy to do a postgraduate program like this or not. So no need to worry. Okay, the classes will be on the weekend. Tentatively now we're putting on the Saturdays, after lunch hour to night times. And it's a flexible modes and depends on your preferences. I think in now we are striving for the hybrid teachings. So it doesn't mean that every weekend you need to come physically to the campus, and it will be arranged by your course instructors, which the hybrid mode will also involve the online sessions, which you can comfortably do it in your office or even in your house. There's only 5 things that you need to pick up in this 1.5 years. 2 core subjects, 2 elective, and 1 dissertations. Okay, dissertation is the mini thesis, which we aim for the industry related. Okay, let's start with the 2 core subjects. This is in-depth nanoscience and nanotechnologies knowledge came from. Okay, so the first subject on this nanotechnology itself will give you almost A to Z, everything you need to know about what's the fundamentals, the processes, the material properties, and some of the unique and exciting applications we can benefit from nanotechnology itself. And second one is the research methodology. Postgraduate programs always emphasize on the research methodologies. And this is not the common ones, and this is really tailor-made for those who are working in the nanotechnologies. So we have a very specific skills and also the step there. It's going to help us. There's no shortcut in research, but we do have fast tracks. So those skills that will help you to actually achieve more with a shorter period of time through these tailor-made research methodologies subjects. So these are the 2 core subjects that you're going to have in the first semesters, to be exact. And we have 8 elective subjects, which the candidates or the student will need to pick 2. Remember, 2 core, 2 elective, and 1 dissertations. That's it, you get your degrees. And these 2 actually can split into 2 categories. The one that highlighted in the orange color, and then the other one is on the green. You can see that those orange is related to advanced manufacturing, material, and also the devices related. So if you're talking about upskill, you're working with a chemical company nowadays, and you want to see that you can introduce any nanotechnologies knowledge to improve the process flow or even your products performance and properties. I think the orange basket is the one that can be very useful and helpful to use. So you can choose 2 out of these 4, which I will further elaborate later on. On the right hand side, the green one is on the bio and also the medicine side. I think we cannot forget about how people actually benefit from nanomedicines a lot, because the tiny particles and also the structures actually do revolutionary these diagnostics where you more tiny structures in the medicine and also biotechnology fields. And you can choose two from the orange or two from the green, or you cannot decide. You can actually have one each from these two different baskets. It's flexible. And dissertations, so let's spend a little bit more time on these dissertations. This is the opportunity and windows where the industry can actually come to us as a university players to work on industry projects through these dissertations. We will use the nanotechnology as a solution. For example, the boiler energy saving project just now. There's many more. It's very hard to spell out today with you, but you later on you can check on our list of staff and their main expertise. Can contact them to see any potential dissertation that can benefit your current works or not before you can decide whether to join us or not. And it will be supervised by many of our award-winning academic staff. And you will get the chances to access to the state-of-the-art research facility in both nanotechnology center and also in University Malaya in general. And this is a program definitely in line with national policy and the agendas. We really want to help Malaysians to move to that really new economies, to high-tech opportunities. This is the list of the facility that we have. Maybe some of the name you're familiar and some you're not. But to give you the ideas that we capture quite a broad spectrum on the material testing and also analysis, which you can help in your own dissertations, right in the same buildings. When you come to visit us physically, we can show you our facilities. These are the long list. I won't go through. Okay, the elective subjects, we have 8 just now. So now the coming 5 minutes, I will give a little bit more taste about what is this individual elective that can offer. For those who believe that the fundamental is important and I want to take control to building my starting building block before I can form my functional structure or even devices to do the superior electricals, mechanicals, thermal, magnetic, or even optical properties optimizations. So we will start from this design, synthesis, and fabrications techniques. There are many out there, but I think a more relevant one in future, it should be a sustainable fabrication or synthesis approach. Because no one wanted to use a very nasty process. Just want to get the nano structures, and we had hard time actually to take care of the pollutant or even the side product that we created. So we'll go into the understand the fundamental of this, and then we'll definitely want to work on the sustainable and more green approach on how to make these nano materials. Second elective will be for those who actually wanted to know more about the behavior of the structures, the materials, the nanomaterials, and also your nano devices. So we need to go through a series of testings, and there's many characterization techniques nowadays available. We'll emphasize a few like the X-ray techniques, spectroscopies, or even the imaging, electron microscopies techniques, which are important tools for us to control and understand how our nanomaterial behave, and most important, what they can offer. The third one is on the nano safety and health. The one that I'm going through right now is all the orange color baskets related to the advanced manufacturing, smart productions, and also the material and also chemical environments. So when we are in that type of environments, definitely safety have to come first. And the health of our worker and even ourselves is top priorities. So there's many documents out there, and also the science, the policies, and also the legal frameworks. I think Malaysia's we are working on that, but we can learn from what is available in other part in this world. Just to give a good hint, like I say just now, we want to be a high-tech nation, but through green and sustainable ways. Otherwise, we cannot leaps and jump into the higher levels of the economy league, which we can benefit from gaining our economy through the benefit fundamental science and nanotechnologies. And there's one more for the manufacturing is on this nanoelectronics. Is the future's device is all very, very small. People want to have a very small pack batteries that are going to give you a lot of unlimited usage, just one time in use a few weeks, that type of. It can be theoretically, and I think in near futures you can practically achieve easily by putting the right building blocks to form your working devices. So these are the ones for those who are interested. I think in Malaysia we have a huge E&E industries, and these are the opportunity. See, we wanted to grab, or we just stay to doing our current jobs. On the nanomedicine and nanobiology sides, we have these nanomedicines, particularly on the drug delivery system and also various disease models through a lot of effective treatments and also diagnostics. Nanobiotechnologies, the biotechnology ones become very popular in Malaysia, but we integrate with nanomaterials or nanosystem, we can revisit and give a new opportunity for these fields, and where we can actually apply in the environmentals and also in the food and agriculture, which this is the essentials, extremely important to secure our countries in terms of some of the potential crises that might happen in futures. Okay, get back to the figures. The estimated program fees for this 1.5 years for Malaysians is around 24,000, 3 semesters. And for non-Malaysians, it's 43,000 plus. The career opportunities, what happens after this? We actually have a long list for this, but these are the significant position and also the role that we hope the graduate can play, especially on scientists and technologies perspective, because we are the group of people who believe in science. So if we don't have proper science, we have nothing to sell in coming years. So this also include the R&D engineer and also the industry expert and consultant, which you can introduce or integrate nanotechnology as part of the solution or even the absolute solution for whatever problems that you're dealing with right now. And more importantly, if you can have some of the good project that can lead to a spin-off companies, which you can have as new startups, or you work with companies with heavily technology driven as chief technology officers. These are the chances that my team and I, we hope Malaysian don't miss it. The journey started officially back in year 2000, when people started talking about nanotechnologies in the United States, Japan, and other places, even Malaysia. We start to introduce this in our science technology ecosystems. But it's about 20 years now, and we can see there's many nano products out there, but this is still a beginning stage. We yet to really get the maximum benefit from these technologies, and this is really a golden times, the right times to really think is nanotechnology is my solutions. Also, so whatever industry you have, it's really wide. Paint industry, chemicals, cosmetics, and many, many more. And not to forget those teachers or private educators, which we wanted to become champions of the icon for these nanoscience and nanotechnologies. This is also a good cause for you all to come and join and help to promote this to a younger generation of Malaysians so they can play a more important role when we are growing these fields along the ways. And lastly, as a specialist at industry or the governmental agencies, which we believe from these 2+2+1, you will be someone know nano better than the average person after 1.5 years. Okay, we have a huge team of academic staff. To be exact, it's 15 of us. Current directors, professors, Dr. Muhammad Rafiz. Okay, so he's a materials professor working on very big, well, spectrum of material that you can name. And he's a very kind person to work with for those who know him. So currently the center is led by him, and we have many academic thesis program is going on right now, and not to forget many industry project at the same time, because industry project we sign a lot of NDAs. I really cannot review that much, but from what we know, it's very exciting projects that we are using nanotechnologies, or more precisely using nanomaterials to solve all these problems. Our deputy directors are Professor Dr. Wan Jeffrey. He's a professor in electrochemistries and physical sciences, physical chemistries. Prof. Wan Jeff are working a lot on batteries technologies. So if you are on energy storage or even energy conversions, I think you can contact Prof. Wan Jeff to see any potential or not for your dissertations. Prof. Wan Jeff also the coordinator for dissertations in our master programs. And not to forget, we have Professor John's on catalyst, wastewater treatments, myself on semiconducting and also magnetic nanomaterials. Associate professors Dr. Lice on the solar, photocatalyst and metal oxides. Associate Professor Dr. Nadev on organic synthesis. Associate Professor Dr. Suresh on nanomaterials and applications. He really worked very closely with how to bring nanomaterial to works and benefit from different applications. And our moderator today is Associate Professors Dr. Lee on biomass conversions, oleochemicals, and also catalysts. Associate Professor Dr. Lai Li on biopolymers and biocomposites. And Dr. Cheese is on the green side of the organic chemical synthesis and nanomedicines or natural products. Dr. Zaira on wastewater treatments and also nanostructured carbons related projects. And not to forget Dr. Noor Alias on semiconductor materials and quantum dots, and also Dr. Yasmin on semiconductors processes and nano biosensors, and Dr. Malinda's nanomaterials, graphene-based composites, and also electrochemical materials, and Dr. Nam's on regenerative medicines, and also stem cell biologies and nanomedicines research. Okay, that's about the whole programs that I would like to share with you all. So before open for Q&A sessions, I will give a warm invitation to all of you again, regardless you which stage in your life now, if graduating soon, or you're in your early career, or even you own a business. This is a program that you can really leverage and benefit from. And if you need more information, you can talk to us, contact myself, or even my colleagues that I shared with you just now. So hopefully, this October, we can welcome you or even your staff to begin the journeys together. It's the first in Malaysia, very flexible mode, tailored for your working adults. It won't really disturb your working schedules unless you're working on Saturday as well. And it's a unique upskilling and also reskilling opportunities in nanotech. And we're going to pick up and learn emerging technologies that leveraging on these nanoscience and nanotechnologies. Okay, scan this and learn more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ong, for the insightful presentations on the current trend of the nanotechnologies, as well as the master program, which is Master of Applied Science Nanotechnologies. So we have now reached the questions and answer sections, where you have the opportunities to engage with Dr. Ong and gain further clarity on the program. So please feel free to type your questions in the chat box and we will address them shortly. Yeah, Dr. Ong, before we move to the participants, questions from participants, I have one questions here. So is there any specific requirements or the research background for those candidates to join this nanotechnology program?
Okay, thank you. It's a science-based program, so general requirement is you should be having a science and technology-related bachelor degrees with you, or a few years experience in the S&T environments. We're talking about the physics, chemistry, or even biologies, engineering, and technological programs.
Yeah, and when this is so broad of a scientific background, then we can join this program, right? As long as you have
Yes.
this chemistry, physics, biological background, it will be involved in this nanotechnology program here. So is it for those who is joining this program, is that they have these opportunities to have collaborations with industries or other institutions during the program?
There's a few scenarios I think can further elaborate over here. Scenario one, okay, if the candidates or the student is actually coming from the industry itself, hopefully you're dealing with your daily jobs related to whatever that the nanotechnology actually can help. So you just propose that and then maybe talk to your superiors, because you need to either protect your IPs and you have to decide what the thing you need to put in your dissertation, because when we put in the dissertations, the material and data is been publicly available. So it can be done together with your supervisors. We wanted to not just solving the problems, but hopefully to see what nano actually can offer more in your current services or even the products. Like low-hanging fruit, mostly on the coating itself. We get the right nanomaterials as functional fillers. You can apply with a lot of different surface to actually benefit from this anti-corrosions, antimicrobials, and so on, or extra features before you can sell a high-level products to move Malaysia to a upper technological stage. This is one scenario. Second one is if you are not from industry, you are, let's say, a fresh graduate, or you think that having a master degree in nanotechnology, if your plan, you are welcome to join us as well. So when you approach your supervisors to do your dissertations, I think the supervisor will try to link up you with he or she, her existing industry partners, which you definitely will have chances to work on industry-related dissertations. And it doesn't mean that academic research is not important. We still emphasize that, but we want the industry component in the dissertations. This is the main aims of having these programs. Do you think that you really want more higher academic contents, academic research content? I think you can join the full-time full research programs. We have a Master of Philosophy or Doctor of Philosophy program offer at NanoCat as well.
Yeah, thank you a lot, Dr. Ong, because I believe that a lot of candidates, they are interested on this nanotechnology program, but then they want to know more about any further of career developments and the job placement, especially job placements after they have, achieved this master program. So if let's say those program is very relevant to the industry, then I think they can have this direct shift, after the end of the program. Yeah, I think we have one questions here from the participants pool. So back to the requirements for the master courses, is it for those people from a different academic background, such as mechanical engineering, did they eligible to apply for this program?
Yes,
I think so.
engineer. To be more frank, actually, nanotechnology itself is not really belongs to individual disciplines. It's actually a classic example of how transdisciplinary knowledge and also the research can come together to cross the words that we use is the fusions we put across. But definitely the benefit of itself, it won't really stand within the discrete or individual discipline itself. For example, like mechanical engineering, right? Or you can have the refrigeration part, or even the material selections itself. So this is where the chemistry comes in, how to use the chemical process, to get the desires and nanomaterial with that specific property. For instance, specific thermal properties, okay, maybe to do your insulating jobs in your refrigerators systems, or even the moving part of the cars, the lubricants, how to really reduce the frictions, improve the efficiencies and also the performance. The current lubricant is doing a good job, but there's still room to improve. That's why I say we have to rethink how we can benefit from nanotechnologies. Can we add something, functional fillers, not just to improve, further reduce the friction, but also can have a better protections, heat management in these high robust moving parts. These are no secrets. Is everyone know nanotechnology have these type of potentials. But the question is, we really need to have a dissertation to really sit down and do a research. How to do, and you have core subject. You go through a research methodology, you should be having a good shapes before you can do a good dissertations in semester 2 and 3 later on. So that is your in-house recipes, your own data, and unless you publish it, but otherwise it will be the things that you can benefit your companies, or even you can spin off. This is what we want, because when you spin off, you create more technology and high-end job opportunity for our workforce, which we're moving Malaysians away from our conventional economies. We are buying a lot from other part of the world. It's also part of the solution, but it's better that we make at the same time we buy. Now, mechanical engineering, yes, we have a lot of these projects. Please come and join us.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Ong, because most of our daily life actually involve all the materials, right? So now we want to convert it into more nano sciences, right? To make it more advanced in our futures. Okay. Yeah, back to the what Dr. O mentioned just now about the publications. I have one question here. So is that I mean any confidentials of the thesis or any publication? It can be preserved or not if the research project is relevant to the working companies or industry.
Mm. Uh, I think this should be, we have to make it a worry-free kind of experience. If you are really very particular on the knowledge generations, doing the research itself, then we can go through the proper practices. Like we can have the NDA in first place, sign both parties, and you decide so what you want to keep. And uh, because the dissertation is a public document now, the universities, we are not like industries. You guys have to know us. Is it we generate knowledge and we want to disseminate the knowledge to benefit more people, including the industries. But we know that the industries, but this is just a master program. Or if you think that you have more higher levels or more confidential working together projects, definitely so you're welcome to click with our colleagues, one of us, to start as a contract research or even the industry projects. We're more than happy to work on that. There are many ways that we actually can arrange. But the main aim over here is to really upskill and reskill. Okay. In short, those who have zero knowledge in nano, you will be some nano guy after you graduate. And those who are in the field for many years, and then they want to pick up the new insight and also the emerging trend, what happened in the past few years, and where we are heading to, you're welcome to spend this 1.5 years with us. So you can nail down what's your short-term and medium-term roadmaps for yourself and also your companies or the product developments. From what we have seen, those claim with nanotechnologies, enhanced products, they have a better margins compared to those are not. They can, the public perceptions, they can accept higher prices for advanced functions and all this. And again, from the program point of view, it's our responsibility as well to take care of the safety and also the potential hazards if we misuse the materials. So it's all back to the science. So we have to believe how the material behave, both the good and also the potential hazard sides. It's all covered. We cannot cover everything in 1.5 years. This is the one that come into our pictures after we do a market survey and talk to the many stakeholders, especially the industries. We welcome feedback and also suggestions. Do you think that we can have more program or subjects on anything that you think can enhance these master programs? Because at the end of the day, we hope that UM can play a role, especially on the talent development, or to support the nano-related policy and strategy in our countries. So 2030, which means we have about 7 years from now. So you spend 1.5 years to study, 5 years to work on it. I think you are the one who are driving the national policies and moving Malaysia forwards.
Okay, thank you a lot, Dr. Ong, for all your comprehensive response here. So we really appreciate your expertise and willingness to address all these queries, even myself, to the participants here. Okay, so if you have any more further questions from the floor and you would like to learn more about this master program here, you can, reach to Dr. Ong, or you can visit to our this relevant program resources through this QR code on the screen. Okay, so I think we will end of these sections. Before we ending, I would like to ask Dr. Ong, would you like to share any last message to the participants here in the floor?
Okay. Sure. Thank you, Dr. Lee, again. And appreciate all your time this morning. Maybe the opportunities that you heard this morning might be something for you or maybe not, but don't forget the people around us. For those who are actually wanted to always have the upskilling opportunity or reskilling, your colleagues or even your friends or relatives, please share this information with them. We still have some time before the application due date, and feel free to contact us in NanoCats or in UMs. We are more than happy to take all your questions and help you to move on. So don't miss this opportunity because the next intake will be March already. So it's too long. I think when we're working on emerging field, time is crucial. 6 months and 1 year are very, very different landscape and scenario really. Okay. Look forward to see you all. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ong. So before the end of this session again, I would like all these participants to scan the QR code on the screen for the certificate. Maybe Mr. Isham will be share the QR code in a moment. Okay, so once you scan it and register, you get your certificate here. Okay, so thank you for all these active participants in these sections, and please stay tuned for the coming sections in this Ekspo Nanotechnologi NANOCAT, which is the coming event is Talk to Present Scientist Lecture Series at 10:30 in the morning. We have the speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Suresh Sagadewan from NANOCAT, okay, and as well as the second speakers, Professor Dr. Rajesh Kumar Jyoti from Korea Institute of Geoscience and Mineral Resources. Okay, so this event will be in 10:30 later. Okay, so I think that's all for our sections today, right? Yeah, thank you and have a wonderful day ahead and see you again later. Okay, thank you.